Test. Test 1, 2. Welcome. My name is Jim Hollinger with RiseUpTV.com, and I'll be your host today. We've got some exciting things to share with you. And the first thing I'd like to think about is what the question you were asked when you registered for the webinar. What would you do with $100,000? If you would have asked the people in New York City that 100 years ago, they would have told you, we want to raise $100,000 to put together the Statue of Liberty. The problem was they couldn't figure out how to do it. Congress couldn't agree on a way to do it. New York City said they couldn't afford it. The New York State said they couldn't afford it. And so the American people did the American tradition, and that is, let's do it ourselves. And so they began to try to figure out a way of pulling that off. And as they thought about it, suddenly somebody came up with an answer, and it was Joseph Pulitzer. He decided to launch what we call the first fundraising campaign in his newspaper, the New York World. He raised over $100,000 from 160,000 donors. That means that the average contribution, the average donation, was less than $1. They were getting quarters and nickels and dimes and dollars from a lot of people. And it took a lot to raise the money, but they did it. They raised the money, and they were able to put together the Statue of Liberty. 97 years later, President Reagan wanted to have the statue refurbished for the centennial, and they needed over $7 million. And he asked Lee Iacocca if he would help raise that money and head up the foundation. And he did, and they met their goal. They raised $700 million, and it's still coming in because of the work that they did back in 1982. Another president was involved in crowdfunding, and that's President Obama. He raised more than $500 million for his 2008 campaign. As a matter of fact, in 2012, he made it a law and signed the Jobs Act, which said that businesses can raise money by using crowdfunding. The banks weren't lending money out, and so once again, people turned to another way of doing things, and crowdfunding became that way, and it's still growing. Over $59 billion last year. The Statue of Liberty was put together. She stands tall. She's the symbol of freedom and liberty. And a lot of people come to our country looking for that hope that we have in America. But today, we've got a problem because that hope has been dashed for Americans. Middle class are struggling with the economy that we're in, and they don't know where to go and what to do. But they've come up with a solution, and that is to raise the money using the same tools that other people have. So what would you do with the $100,000 if you had it? Let's take a look at some people that have actually set these kinds of goals and go from there. They use different kinds of projects, and you need to know the different projects and what they are. What are they? The first one is fundraising. That's having a fundraising drive, usually selling some kind of a product or service or a fun product or something to do to raise money. The second one is crowdfunding. That's just asking the crowd to give a donation. The third one is community funding. This is my favorite, and that is giving back to the community for donating. And then there's cooperative pool sharing. This is becoming the one of choice because it takes people off of the hook of feeling like a beggar, and it makes them helping other people instead. We'll talk more about that as we go. Another thing I want to share with you is why people don't reach their goal. Because they need help, they need training, and they need to set that up and know how to do that. So we're going to be talking about that as we go here. This is Bob Grossnickel. He is a retired insurance agent. He's been working with Little League for over 45 years as a coach, working with the kids, and as a fundraiser. And he told me that one of the biggest challenges they face today is raising money because they can't do it the old way. They can't send kids out on the street selling candy, and so they're looking for a new way to do things. And when I explained to him how our program worked, he said, "Now, wait a minute, tell me about this. What does it do?" I said, when people donate to your Little League team, you can give them back a project that's going to allow those kids or those parents to do something for their kids. Maybe put together a fund for them to go to college, maybe to help them get out of debt, or maybe to allow them to start a business. And so it's giving back to the community. So for a $240 donation, they can have their own project and they can set it up. And so he set up a goal. He does two fundraisers. One is helping the league, the Little League, and the other one is he wants to raise $1 million for the Challenger program. If you know what that is, that's for kids that have a challenge and they want to have their own ballpark. They have special needs, and that is they need to have ramps, access. They need to be handicap accessible. And so that's what he's wanting to do, is to raise $1 million. They've already done 100,000, and they want to continue to get that project taken care of. They desperately need that in St. Joe County. So that's what it is. Now, how does this tie in to our community co-op pool sharing? Here's how it works. We work together to help one another. We share our donations, and in sharing our donations, we give back to the community. And because we're doing that, it's increasing the growth and the donations. And not only that, but it lasts longer. Instead of having to have an annual fundraiser, money is coming in all year long. Think of it this way, okay? A cooperative is people working together. There's nothing new about that. The early pioneers did the same thing. You moved into a community, you wanted to build a house or a barn, and they said, look, we've got some people ahead of you. You help us build those houses, and then we'll help you build yours. And that's what they did. The practice has continued all the way up today. It's still going on. The Amish people do that. This is the Habitat. They're doing that. But they have some conditions, and they ask people the same thing the pioneers did. You help another person we're building a house for Habitat for. You're going to learn about how to take care of your home. You're going to find out what it takes to build a house. And it's making people more responsible. It's making them knowing how to be able to repair and fix their own home if something happens to it. And so they help other people. And then when their turn comes up, other people help them put their house together. And a Habitat home can usually be built in a week. That's incredible when you think about it. I've done Habitat projects myself. I also videotaped them. I've been raising funds since 1976. Last year, word of mouth did a powerful job when it came to student loan payoffs. It grew over 4,017%. This is Alexis. She was wanting to pay off her school bill, and she didn't know how. She come from a family of 3 in the inner city neighborhood, and she got to college on her own work ethics and raised the money to be able to go, but she ran short at the end of the year when it came time to pay the bill. So she was wanting to raise that money up. And her friend said, do a crowdfunding project. And she goes, will you help me? And together they did it. They put together a crowdfunding project. They launched it. And she was overwhelmed because in 27 hours, she raised the $5,000 that she needed. The first thing she did is she went to her crowdfunding page and she said, today, you all showed me that there's love in this world and that hard work is never in vain, no matter how hopeless the situation seems. You all are incredible, and I will pay every cent forward as I continue down the road to success. She went on to receive $9,761. Now, a little question for you. It does matter which project you fund your project with and who you platform it with, because a lot of them charge 10 to 15% of the money that's raised. Well, right here, that would be over $900. Our platform allows you to put a project up for a whole year for $250. Well, why a year when other companies only allow you 30, 60, 90 days? Because the reason for that is that you're going to need more money as you continue. When she gets out of school, you know what she's going to need? She's going to have moving expense. She may have to get furniture. She may have to get a down payment on a home to turn on all the utilities, maybe even buy a car. So you can take your project and expand it and make it go to work for you. Maybe she's going to end up starting her own business and she's going to have to raise money for that. So our projects are ongoing. The reason it's for a full year is because next year you can go back and receive donations again because of the pool sharing that we do, and you can help other people expand their goals, and we become a people helping people. Now, everybody isn't into doing that, but it can be done, and that's how it works. During the year, you can change and update your project as often you need, letting people know where you are and how it's going. This is Thelma. She lives in a housing redevelopment zone, and she's asking for help. This is her project. And she says, I live in a bad neighborhood in an old home, and because it's marked for redevelopment, they know that the people are going to buy it, and the city's going to take it over. And so nobody wants to put any money into their houses. She's a renter, single mom with 2 kids, and she says, I don't know what to do. She said, but it's cold in here. The house is poorly insulated. They won't put in air conditioning. They don't want to put any money into it. And so she says, I've got to do something by next winter. So she's putting together a project. She came to us and said, can you help? And we said, yes, if you're willing to tell 2 people about this and help them develop a project, this is going to work for you. You see, it's not about asking people to give you money. It's about helping other people with their project. And that's what makes us different. This is Mitch. His first week, he brought in 8 people, and his project is to help veterans with their needs and help them receive and earn the money that they are looking for. They actually are giving money to the veterans and finding projects for them to do to earn money so they can go ahead and do other things and be successful in life and meet their needs with the needs that they have. So what is cooperative funding? Instead of going to people and asking your family and friends to give you money, you're going to help them with their goals. You're going to help them expand their business if they want, pay out of their debt, plan their retirement, expand that part. Anything that they want to do, you can help them do. When you share this information with other people that have a need, they become a part of your cooperative pool sharing. And I'm going to show you what that really means here as we progress along. Let's explore it now. Let's take a look at it and how you can achieve your goals and your dreams by working together. There's two ways to receive donations with the Rizeup platform. The first one is straight donations. People come up to you, they hear about your project, and they can take, and let's say they hand you $300 and say, here, I hope this will help you get started. You take the $300, you say thank you, you put it in your wallet, deposit it into your bank, it's yours. Somebody sends you a card with money in it, it's yours, put it in the bank. Somebody goes to your donation page and they donate the money right to you directly, it goes right to your bank. All of that is yours. There are no fees taken out of that. So it's a great way to raise money. And that's on top of the other money that I'm going to be showing you. The second way we raise money is our pool sharing. And that is the way the company put this together because they wanted to see people be successful who had ordinary projects. What do I mean by ordinary projects? There are projects that get super attention. They get a lot of money because there's either an emergency need, but what about the people that just need a car or just want to get out of debt? How does this work for them? You enroll with the platform for $250. That's going to allow you to begin to put together what we call a project. And that's a requirement of crowdfunding. For it to be legal, you have to have a project. You join and you go to Rick and you say, hey, Rick, I know you guys are getting married in 6 months. I got a question for you. How would you like to take your wife overseas for a honeymoon for $250? He goes, what? Yeah, I'm telling you, it can be done. How? Help other people who are getting married. When I told this to Mitch, you know what he did? He says, wait a minute. He said, you're telling me that if I go to a bridal shop and they want to help people fund their wedding or their honeymoon, then those can become projects that the bridal shop will give away? Yes. Well, what about the person who makes the cakes? Yeah, they have contacts also. And the engraver, the tuxedo shop. I went to a home show and everybody at the home show had one thing in common. What is it? They wanted to remodel or fix their home and expand. And by helping each other do that and joining the co-op, they were all funding the projects together and they were getting the job done, not feeling bad at all about being in a fundraising project because everybody was doing the same thing. So Rick says, okay, I want to do it. What do I do? And they say, well, it's $250. Then you're going to go to your platform and you're going to set up your project. When you share this with somebody else who has a need, you're going to receive $120. Then the company's going to take out of that $250 another $120 of their money, and they're going to put that into your pool sharing. It's going to enroll you into your pool sharing so that you can receive more money next week, next month. That means the company made $10. That's the cost of setting up the project, hosting the website. And so the owner's idea, Sam said, I want to help people make as much money as they can with no holes in the floor. You know, somebody's got to graduate and got some school bills. You go to them, you talk to them, they join. You're going to be paid how much? $120. And how much money goes into your pool sharing? $120. But when you invite your first 2 people, something happens, and that is this. Those 2 projects qualify you for 10 different shares in pool sharing. Those 2 things, those two things qualify you for 10 pools of pool sharing. It's the power of duplication. You have 2 projects, you share this with 2 other people, and they go out and they have projects. Maybe they want to help the world and be a better place. Project overseas, being a missionary, whatever it is. Maybe they've got unexpected doctor bills, medical bills that need to be met, or they'd like to fund and get a new car or a used car even. Maybe they'd like to take their hobby and turn it into a business, make a living with that. Those 4 people are going to go tell 2 more, and pretty soon now you've got 8 people. So that's where Bob comes in. He's raising that money for Little League. Maybe you want to raise money to go on vacation yourself, or come over here and maybe you'd like to be a coach. We need extra help doing that, teaching people how to do this. And you don't have to know how to do it. We'll teach you that part. Maybe you want to remodel your home or expand. It's the old story of a penny doubling every day. And that's how the pool share works. I'm going to give you a disclaimer here, and that is I'm going to give you some examples. I'm going to show you how it works. When I first looked at this, or I look at anything, I always want to know a couple things. I want to know, first of all, how much does it cost to get involved? $250. Okay. How long does it take me to get my money back? 2 people. I did that my first day. Then I want to know, can I do it and can they do it? So let's take a look at that. In a perfect world, this is how it would work, but we know it's not perfect. And the reason it's not perfect is because there's people. I invited 5 people my first week. Mitch invited 8. I've got some people that I invited and they haven't invited anybody because they want to know everything before they do anything. And so we have to work with all of these people, and it's at their pace, not our pace. We do help them and give them a way of doing it quicker if they want to do that. So here we go. Let's take a look at it. We started out asking you what you would do with the $100,000. So for our example here, we're going to use that goal that we have is to raise $100,000. The first thing that you want to do is share this with 2 people. You want to go up to them and say, listen, I've got a 3-minute video I'd like you to watch. Would you do me a favor? Look at it and tell me what you think. They look at it. You invite 10 people. That's what I did. And out of the 10, 3 of them, 2 of them, 5 of them say, yes, they're interested. They join. 2 join right away. You receive $120 each or $240. The other $240 here, the company puts into your pool sharing. That's why I've got the lake here. Okay, they don't really put it in the lake. Okay, and it's there in the pool. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to help those 2 people do exactly the same thing. It's 2 get 2. So they do exactly the same thing. And when they do that, they're going to receive the same thing that you received, $240 in their wallet and $240 into their pool sharing. Now, what happens if you invite somebody like I did and Mitch did great, took off, the other person didn't? Okay, actually, they were going on vacation, and that was Bob with the project. He was on vacation, so it was a month before he even got back. You can go ahead and invite other people, and that'll qualify him, even though he's not even there for pool sharing. This is truly people helping people. The next thing that's going to happen is you're going to go to the 3rd pool, and on the 3rd pool, there are 4 shares there. You're going to receive checks of $240, up to $960, 4 times. They're going to come in as people come to that 3rd floor. We lift people up. That's where we got the Rizeup come from. We rise people up. We lift them up. And when they reach that floor, you receive $240 for helping them. And as the others come behind you, there's $960 in that pool. On the 4th floor, there are 12 shares there that you can receive up to $480 a piece for a maximum $5,760. On the 5th floor, there are 28 people there. The checks are going to be $960 up to $26,000, $880. Now, you can be receiving monies from all these at the same time. On the 6th floor, there are 60 people there, $1,920, a total of $115,000. Now, I want to stop here because that is what we said we were looking for, the goal that we have. So we have $115,000. You can now do what you wanted to do with that money because it's yours. And you also receive straight donations, and there are other monies here besides this. So you can raise the kind of money you're looking for. Let's say you want to go ahead and build a nice house like this, all right? You need to do that, so you need to raise more money. You want to go up to the 7th floor. There's 124 donations there for you, $3,840, a total of $476,000. And the pool continues to grow. And the reason for that is like the Little League. All right, they're going to need to raise $1 million. They're going to be right in here somewhere. If a church needs to build a project and build a new church, they're going to be looking to raise $3 million, $5 million or more dollars. That all can be done here, and it can be done, and you can do it. And if you know anybody that has a need for anything, you can help them. Rizeup makes their money in two ways. There's no fees for all donations. When people donate that money to the church, it all goes to them. If the church wants to give people back a project, or they want to start a project to support the church that way, they can. That way they'll be giving continual donations, and everybody's going to win. The second way that they make money is they charge $10 out of the $250, which goes to them to fund the expense of putting them and getting them started. The company doesn't make their money until after they've taken that pool money and put it to work. When you receive your pool money, 20% of that will be deducted up to $50. That means if you receive a donation of $250 or $10,000, the fee will be just $50. Do you know anyone, maybe yourself or a friend, that needs to raise money for anything, any kind of project? We can help. We can help you. No matter what it is that they're thinking about or wanting to do, we can help them. Got a special I want to tell you about that ends this Sunday night at midnight. We've got some early bird specials for you this week, and we want to tell you about. First of all, we're doing 4 of these webinars a day all week. And the reason for it is we have some fast start money that we want to give you. After you invite your first 2 people, you make $240. After that, for each person you personally invite, you're going to get $240 instead of $120. They're going to go ahead and prepay you for the pool share and your commission. When you make 2 sales, you'll receive a free debt elimination video course. I've been teaching people how to get out of debt for 14 years. And this is a course that we have been selling for all that time for $350. And it's going to be yours absolutely free for doing what we want to encourage you to do, and that is to invite 2 people. And for a lot of people, most of the people, that's all they invite, because that's all that's required. But if you invite 5 people by Sunday, you'll receive your own Rizeup TV channel. I'll share that with you in a little bit. That's going to allow you to do 24/7 one-on-one presentations. I have my own channel, and the reason for that is because I tell people about this all day long, and no matter where I am, if they've got a cell phone, they've got a computer, I can take them to our Rizeup TV channel and share this information with them through video and through slides. So now it's your turn to become a part of the team. Get back with the person that shared this information with you and say, hey, I want to get started with this. I want to know how to do it, and I like to get going. Contact them, and they'll show you how to do that and how to get started. Now I want to go to you, and I want to show you the Rizeup TV website. I recorded that, so if you want to hear it and see a recording, you'll be able to. Let me shut that off. All right, we're going to go right here. This is our automated PlayStation, and it allows you to share everything we've done in one place. You play the first video here, 2 minutes and 40 seconds. You ask them here what their goal is. What would you do with $100,000? The reason we want the answer to that question is we want to know what it is they're looking to achieve, how much money they need to do it. If you need $3,000, it's not going to take you long to do that. But if you need $3 million, then we're going to take and put a little more work and effort into putting your project together. Then you want to put the name of the person that invited you here. So if you invite somebody, you have them put your name right here and their email address and their name, and they will get more information about this. If they want to donate to your project, they would do that right here, click here, and they make their donation. If they want to join, they click on the join button. You want to make sure they go to your page. And how do you know? Because your name is going to be right down here. You hit sign up. The name of the enroller will be right there. If that's not the name of the person that invited you, do not go past go. Okay, stop here and get a hold of them. Then go ahead and fill it out with your name, your username, your phone number, your email, set up a password, and your account is created. Um, Pay for it, and then you can create your project. We can help you do that. If you don't know how, we'll show you and give you the guidelines to put together a successful project that'll work for you. There's other things here that you can watch, other videos. There's testimonies down here. And videos don't play very well on webinars. So you can go there and it's WeShareFF.com. We Share Financial Freedom. We're the Financial Freedom team. This is our team. And I want to challenge you to watch this one right here. This one here will bring tears to your eyes, pure joy. If you have debt and you want to know how to get out of debt, watch that video here. This talks about the bonus software. Here's an example of it. I want to go ahead and enlarge the screen. This person has 10 debts. He's $198,000 in debt. He's 54 years old, building a retirement home. And the payback and interest and everything is going to be $441,000. $243,000 of that is interest. We ran the analysis without refinancing, without increasing his payments. He'll be debt-free in 10 years, only pay $71,000 in interest. We're going to save him $172,000. So if you want to know how to get rid of debt and you want to get out of debt quick, do you know when you're in debt, what you're doing? Your money's having babies, but it's not for you. It's for the banks. It's for the credit card companies. We're going to show you how to take debt, turn it upside down, and use debt to get you out of debt. When you refer to people, all you do is let me know, and we will get that course to you, and you can get started, and we'll give you video instructions on how to do that. And if you need any help, just give me a call. Thanks for being with us today at the webinar. Join us for the next one. Get ready to tell people about this, invite them, and let's be successful. We'll see you at the top. Bye now.